Break the board sports. It's your boy RJ Cash Cole. Click that like, hit subscribe. Put up a really good Wednesday in Major League Baseball. Here we go here on a Thursday. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Become a member here on YouTube. Get plays, entry level capper, one play a day. Make money, two or more plays per day. We got the football season coming up. You can go to breaktheboardsports.com for all that info. Let's hop into the baseball slate here on a Thursday. You got the St. Louis Cardinals at the Cincinnati Reds. Now, if you watched the show yesterday, gave out the Reds with Chase Burns. Right now, the Cardinals minus 112, plus 104 the comeback on the Reds. 63% of the ticket count, 71% of the handle going to the St. Louis Cardinals. 37% ticket count, 29% of the handle on the Cincinnati Reds. Now, when you look at that total setting at 9, pretty even on the ticket count, 57% under, 43% over. The money is not. 82% of the handle going to the under 9 off that 57% of ticket count there. When you look at it yesterday, again, the Reds won 5-4. Cardinals now 6-4 over their last 10. The Cards, Redbirds 3 games back in the wild card. Reds 6.5 back in the wild card as we start to tick down here to the end. Michael McCreevy, he's going to get the start here for the St. Louis Cardinals. Has a 3-2 record over his last 5 starts, but a very concerning 6 ERA. Some of that's ballooned up that game he had against the Cubs July 28th, where he gave up 7 runs in that one. But his last start against the Cubs, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, didn't give up any earned. He faced the Reds back June 7th already this year. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs allowed, struck out 5. Now, Brady Singer, little opposite, 2-3, but a 4.97 ERA. Singer's been pretty consistent. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up exactly 3 runs. He started against the Cardinals earlier this year. 4 innings, 4 hits. 4 runs were scored on him, but only 1 of those were earned. So a little, not really the full picture there when you talk about the ERA for him. Listen, when you look at the Cardinals, obviously they have a chance to get in this on the year. Total body of work. Michael McCreevy, 5-9 with a 3.48. He's been very effective throughout the season. 3 career starts versus the Reds. Not a lot of background, but 2-0 with a 1.42 ERA. Again, Singer on the year, 5-11 with a 4.66. 6 career appearances for him against the Cardinals, 2-4 with a 2.93 ERA. I like the Cardinals to bounce back here with the short number. I think McCreevy's the better pitcher. The ERA scares me a little bit, but again, his last time out, he was really solid. I'll be putting a play on the St. Louis Cardinals today. Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays, as this AL East matchup continues to swing back and forth. Now, the Blue Jays just 1 game out of the wild card, as to where the Rays comfortably with that number 1 seed in the American League. Again, a bunch of teams jumbled up here for that last wild card spot in the American League. Right now, when I look down through it, you got 7 teams really competing for 1 spot. I guess you could say 8 teams competing for 2, but Boston 5.5 games up on the last spot. I don't see them giving that up. Rays laying $1.65 today. They're getting 63% of the ticket count, but it's only equaling 29% of the money. Seems very publicish. 37% of ticket count equaling 76% of the handle on the Toronto Blue Jays. 7.5 the total. 80% of the ticket count, 64% of the handle. Looking to push this thing over here. Now, Blue Jays won game 1 of the series 10-5, as to where the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday, they came in there 7-6 and got the win there as they rallied past the Toronto Blue Jays. Shane Bieber going to get the call, 3-2 with a 4.32 ERA. And Bieber, he's been pretty consistent here as of late. 1 run, gives up 4. 1 run, gives up 5. Last start, back to 1 run against the Yankees. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 allowed. But again, we know the New York Yankees cannot hit the ball. He faced Tampa Bay on July 23rd, so just a couple weeks ago. 7 innings, 3 hits, only allowed a run. Now, Ian Seymour on the flip side, he has started to tail off these last 5 starts. 2-3 with a 5.18. The last time he faced Toronto last year in September. 3 1/3, 7 hits, 6 runs allowed there in that one. So he got touched up pretty good when you look at it. Listen, I think today I like the big plus price with the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are ascending. I don't think Tampa Bay is regressing. I think they're just kind of staying across the board there. Now, for the Blue Rays, they've played to the over in 4 straight games at home. They've played to the over 4 straight games against AL East opponents here. And the Blue Jays, when they are a road dog, they've went to the over 7 in a row. So again, when you look at that total here today, the total setting at 7.5, I would look to the over. All the trends point that way. So I would lean over, but you're getting the Blue Jays plus 150, anywhere from plus 145 to plus 152 as I look across the market. I think that's too much. It would be Blue Jays or nothing here is the way I would lean in this one. Next game on the board, Braves and the White Sox. Braves, they've been struggling a little bit as of late. Laying $1.08 on the road, plus 102 is the comeback on the White Sox. 59% of the ticket count, 75% of the handle going to the Atlanta Braves. 41% of the ticket count, 25% of the handle on the Chi Sox, 8.5 the total. Sharp money leaning under, 37% of tickets, but it's equaling 71% of the handle as to where the over 8.5, 63% of ticket count, equaling 29% of the handle here. When you look at this, Braves and White Sox, they played twice earlier this year in Chicago. White Sox won both of those 6-5 and 2-1. One of those, the pitcher that's on the bump for the Braves today, Grant Holmes, 4-1, but a 4.26 ERA over his last 5 starts. He had 2 back-to-back shutouts against the Mets and the Marlins, and then his last start only lasted 3 2/3. The D-backs touched him up for 6 runs. Now, Grant Holmes pitched that last meeting against the White Sox this year back on June 9th. 3 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs allowed in that one. Only struck out 2. White Sox ultimately won that game 6-5 there in that matchup. Anthony Kay on the other side, southpaw of the White Sox, 4-1 with a 3.21 ERA. He's going to get the call here today. Listen, the Braves, like I said, they got swept there by the Minnesota Twins. That's their first series sweep of the year, where they got touched up there by the Minnesota Twins. So really, really crazy. Anthony Kay, again, he's won 18 of his last 21 games at home. I'll say that again. Anthony Kay has won 18 of his last 21 home games. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. I like the White Sox here, plus the 102, anywhere from plus 102 to minus 102. Again, always important to have multiple betting outlets where you shop, get the best of the number for the bet that you're wanting to make. New York Yankees are the Baltimore Orioles. Now the Yankees are laying $1.25, plus 115 the comeback on the Orioles. 77% of the ticket count, equaling 76% of the handles on the Yankees. Everybody loves them. Orioles, 23% of ticket count, 24% of the handle going their way. Yankees have won the first 3 games of this series, moving the Orioles a game and a half back in the wild card. Now listen, Garrett Cole, he's going to be on the bump today for the New York Yankees. Cole, 3-2 with a sub-2 ERA, 1.99 in his last 5 starts. He hasn't faced Baltimore since 2024, but those 3 starts against the Orioles in 2024, he gave up a total of 3 runs, striking out 17. So he's had a lot of success. Now, Kyle Bradish, he's been really good as of late. 3-2 with a 3.86 ERA. He's faced the Yankees twice this year, but it's been a mixed bag. May 2nd, 5 runs. May 13th, no runs. So, again, a little bit of a mixed bag of results. Yankees won 3-1 first game of the series, won 5-3 the second game of this series. Yankees have beat the Orioles 8 of the last 10 head-to-head matchups here between the two teams. When you're looking at some trends, the under has cashed for the Yankees. The under is cashed in 6 straight starts Garrett Cole has made when he is a favorite. Also, when the Yankees have scored at least 5 runs in their previous game, they've played to the under 9 straight. They're 6-1 their last 7 as a favorite. You can get the under 8.5 here in this game at minus 122 over at FanDuel. I like that. I'm going to take the under 8.5 in the New York Yankees Baltimore Orioles game today. When you're looking at props here for this one, obviously strikeouts, Garrett Cole over 6.5. I think that's a little bit suspect there. Not ready to dive into that really. But I also think there's a little bit possibly look at the nerfy here in this one. Again, the Yankees just struggle to score. The under minus 130 is where it would be. But again, Yankees just struggle to score. But I like the under 8.5 here for the total game in this matchup. Mariners, Brewers laying $1.30 plus 115 to come back on the Mariners. 72% of the ticket count, 74% of the handle is on Milwaukee. 28% of ticket count, 26% of the handle on the Mariners. Brewers 2 nights ago, 22-0. Mariners roar back 7-5. I had that one called wrong. I said I leaned under yesterday. That did not work out. 69% ticket count, 68% of the handle. Looking push towards the over today. Brewers have now beaten the Mariners 7 of the last 10 matchups dating back to 2023. George Kirby on the bump for the Mariners, 2-3 with a 4.39 ERA. In 2 of his last 4 starts, he's given up 5 runs and 7 runs. Robert Gasser, southpaw of the Brewers, 4-1 with a 3.33 ERA. Last 2 starts against Dodgers and the Twins, he's given up 3 runs in each one of those. Again, I think it's a dangerous proposition here. For me, I would lay the short price with the Brewers or nothing. But I think team total overs, maybe some alt total overs, couple different things you could look at there to monetize your bet. RJ Cash Cole, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, and information to help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you guys win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.